Well, I'm sure many of you all know by now, or maybe not. It's like 10 a.m. I know some people might still be asleep or whatnot, or at work or at school, technically. I only have class on Monday and Wednesday, but today they announced Arkham Origins, Batman Arkham Origins. Now, I'm happy that there's a new Batman game. I'm really happy on that front, but I'm kind of disappointed at the same time, and I know a lot of people are just going to be ecstatic that there's another Batman game. That's fine. I'm sure people are going to be ecstatic. More Batman. Batman is, especially in the Arkham universe. So I'm sure people are ecstatic they're going to get another, stellar game because Arkham Asylum and Arkham City were absolutely phenomenal. But I'm already kind of disappointed with the announcement. The first reason is it's a prequel, and I don't have anything against prequels in general. I don't. But more often than not, I've noticed prequels kind of just aren't up to par with previous installments. This year we had God of War Ascension, and we had Gears of War Judgment. Neither of which, critically or fan-wise, have gotten anywhere near the positive reception that their predecessors got. God of War Ascension, I've not heard anyone say, man, Ascension was totally better than God of War 3. Or I've never heard anyone say, Gears of War Judgment was totally better than Gears of War 3. I'm sure many people like those games, but I've never heard anyone say they're better than the previous installments. Not only that, but when you have a prequel, it sort of kills any momentum the story has. And for example, with Gears of War Judgment, the stars of it are Baird and Cole. Now, if you've never played a Gears of War game, this is the first one you ever go into, and you've never even heard of Gears of War, yeah, you might be a little surprised and whatnot. You'd be like, oh, you might be a little, there might be a little tension because you don't know whether Baird or Cole live. But most people know that Baird and Cole are in Gears of War 1, Gears of War 2, Gears of War 3. So already that sort of kills any tension with those characters. You're never going to be like, man, I wonder if they're going to survive this. You never get that. Same thing with like the main villain, Karn. He's never mentioned the other Gears of War games, so you're like, there's no real reason to sort of fear him, or there's no tension created by this main antagonist, which is disappointing. Same thing with God of War Ascension. Okay, Kratos is going to live through all of this. You know that whoever gets in this path is more than likely going to be dead, by his hand, because they're not mentioned in the other games. So it kind of kills that tension, just because you already know where the story's going. And especially with Batman, to me, this prequel would be like having a prequel right after Mass Effect 2. Mass Effect 2, despite what you think about 3, Mass Effect 2 had a lot of momentum built up, 2 games, but imagine having, two parts of a trilogy and then going back even further. It's like, what's the point? It's kind of my feelings towards this one. It's a prequel. And especially the momentum that Arkham City just, holy crap, if you've played Arkham City, you know why the story was great. It set up so many things for the future. Hush, probably one of the best villains in the game, and he was only a side mission. And they set him up perfectly. Holy crap, Hush. I was looking forward to dealing with Hush in another Batman game. And then you had, as Azrael or Azazel, I'm sorry if I get that wrong, he had that whole Arkham will burn. And, Killer Croc was there too. We found out he was alright and survived and all that fun stuff. We got to see him a little bit, a little Easter egg in Arkham City. We could have got more of him. Scarecrow is apparently alive. If you find that Easter egg on the boat, and then you find his mask on top of the bridge. So, they set up Scarecrow. They set up all these villains in, even not Hush, I already said Hush. Even Calendar Man. If you've done all the dates, Calendar Man escapes. If you visit him and figure out all the dates and stuff, he escapes. And it set up all these villains so perfectly. It even set up our side our supporting characters, Robin. They made an actual pretty badass Robin. And we're not going to get to see them in a sequel. We're not continuing the story. We're backtracking. And that's disappointing to me. Especially with all the momentum that Batman Arkham City had. And we're backtracking. Not only that, it's not being developed by Rocksteady. Now, there's nothing wrong with switching developers, I suppose, but we know Rocksteady can deliver a solid Batman experience. We know that. They've delivered the first two. So when you get I think this is being handled by Warner Brothers Montreal. I think Warner Brothers Games Montreal. Yeah, that's what it's being handled by. So it's not Rocksteady. I don't even know what Rocksteady's doing. Maybe they're actually working on the sequel. But it's just... And this is also, it's being headed by someone named Eric Holmes. You might not know him. He is the lead designer of, and I'm quoting what they're saying here, open world action hits, The Incredible Hulk, and Prototype. I hesitate to call either one of those games a hit, but that's just me. But it's like, I don't know, it's just so bizarre to me. I'm not excited for this. Well, I'm excited there's another Batman game, but I'm disappointed in the fact that it's a prequel. That just, like, kills my enthusiasm. Like, oh, well, you know, even though this is prequel, it's not like his origin story. This is Batman meeting, they're describing it as Batman meeting all these main characters and, you know, people for the first time. So it's like, oh, okay, that's pretty cool then, I guess, but it just kind of kills the momentum for me, and I'm wondering, like, how are you going to throw in, like, the Riddler trap challenges and rooms and all that stuff? That was one of the best parts of Arkham Asylum. How are you going to do that for the prequel? You know, the reason those Riddler things exist was because of the events of Arkham Asylum. Batman, you know, gets him, and then Riddler comes back. Oh, I'm going to invent these Saw-like rooms, puzzle rooms that you have to solve and all that stuff. So I'm wondering if they're going to even include that. You know, I'm wondering how many, you know, if they're going to have all the Easter eggs and stuff that Arkham, you know, Arkham City and Asylum had. So far, the only villain that we know that's in there is Deathstroke, or Slade if you're like an anime Teen Titans fan. And that's cool, I guess, but I don't know. I don't know if it's open world. I don't know too much about it, but I'm already kind of just let down and disappointed just because of the fact it's a prequel. You know, if you're excited for it, that's awesome. You know, more power to you. I don't know. I seem to have had some bad luck in picking up games in recent years that decided, hey, we're going to go prequel, or hey, we're going to swap up developers. You know, I'm not saying these guys can't deliver. I don't know that. Maybe they do. Maybe they do better than Rocksteady. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Also, there's a Blackgate, I think that's what it's called. Batman Arkham Blackgate or something. Arkham Origins Blackgate, yeah. And it's releasing for the 3DS and Vita. And it is a 2.5 Metroid-style exploration game, so that's going to be certainly different. I'll say that, but I don't know. I'm just kind of let down already. And it was just announced, but there was rumors that it was going to be a prequel. You are right. And I'm just glad this wasn't a Silver Age prequel like so many people leaked. But you know, I'm just kind of disappointed. And I'm sure I'm in the minority here. I'm sure most people are like, Batman, yeah! You know, I'm sure everyone's excited for it. But me, when you go prequel, it just kind of kills my enthusiasm because I'm a big story guy. I like a game with a good story. You know, gameplay's fun. I enjoy good gameplay too, but I really do enjoy video game storytelling a lot of times. But usually when we get a prequel, it's either a desperate money grab or it's just not as good as the predecessors. And I'm hoping that's not the case here. I'm sure these guys will do fine, but for my money, it's just kind of like, okay, cool, Batman. But let me know what you think in the comments below. I'll see you next time, I guess.